During my childhood and teenage years, I was always an introverted person. I had difficulty making friends and establishing genuine connections with the people around me. For a long time, I believed this was something unchangeable until I came across the concept of social skills. I started reading books like How to Win Friends and Influence People and How to Talk to Anyone. I watched countless videos on communication and charisma, but to my surprise, none of it seemed to really work. I tried hard to apply the advice, but the results were never as expected. It was only when I started studying psychology and delving deeper into human behavior that I understood why. Most of the advice society gives about social skills is superficial and ineffective. I discovered that it wasn't just about maintaining eye contact or repeating the name of the person I was talking to. The problem was in my approach and the way I presented myself to the world. That's when I realized that having charisma and being someone people genuinely like is not as complicated as it seems. If you watch this video until the end and apply what I'm about to share, you will see a change in how people react to you. Welcome to the second episode of the series on social skills, and today we are going to talk about charisma. What is charisma? Charisma is made up of three essential elements: presence, empathy, and confidence. For it to work effectively, these three pillars must be balanced. If one of them is out of sync, the impact will be reduced. 1. Presence. In 1886, in the United Kingdom, two candidates were competing in an election. Near the end of the campaign, a journalist was asked for her opinion on them. Her response was intriguing. "The first candidate makes me feel like he is the most powerful person in England. The second candidate makes me feel like I am the most powerful person in England." In the end, the second candidate won. The first rule of charisma is not to showcase your own strength, but to make the other person feel strong. And the best way to do that is through presence. When talking to someone, focus entirely on what the person is saying. Be an active listener. You've probably heard advice like, maintain eye contact, nod your head, smile, but all of this is useless if you're not genuinely engaged in the conversation. Many people, when listening to someone speak, are already thinking about what they will say next. This is a big mistake. Instead, just listen. Don't worry about what you will respond with later. Just be present and absorb what is being said. This will make the other person feel valued, and that is the foundation for any genuine connection. Another essential part of presence is being comfortable with yourself. If you are relaxed and confident, it will be noticeable and will make the people around you feel at ease. Imagine yourself in a cafe in Toronto, chatting with a group of friends or colleagues. If your body is tense and rigid, it will send a message of discomfort. But if you are relaxed and acting naturally, it will make others feel comfortable as well. Being spontaneous and authentic is one of the most powerful ways to convey presence. 2. Empathy. Empathy is not just about being nice to people or telling them what they want to hear. Being truly empathetic means demonstrating genuine interest in others. In Canada, a multicultural and inclusive society, empathy is one of the most valued traits. Human communication doesn't happen only through words. Only 7% of communication depends on what we say. The other 93% is related to body language, tone of voice, and emotion. When we talk to someone, we are transmitting feelings, and people pick up on that, even unconsciously. So, how do you develop true empathy? First, try to see the good in the people around you. If someone is sharing something, try to feel enthusiastic about what they are saying. If you genuinely want to listen to the other person, that energy will be noticeable and will strengthen your connection. Another key aspect of empathy is giving without expecting anything in return. If a coworker mentions that they are looking for a good Italian restaurant in Vancouver and you know a great place, share that information. But don't insist that they go or ask later if they followed your suggestion. Giving value without imposing anything is the secret. 3. Confidence. The third pillar of charisma is confidence, which is reflected in posture, tone of voice, and the way we position ourselves in front of others. Confidence comes from within, and doesn't mean being arrogant or trying to impress others. In Canada, A country that values authenticity and respect for personal space. True confidence is the kind that doesn't need to be forced. Don't constantly seek external validation. If you have an opinion, express it naturally, without the need to prove anything to anyone. Another important point is not being afraid to stand your ground. If you don't like something, be honest, but in a respectful way. If you're in a restaurant and something is wrong with your order, don't be afraid to communicate that in a polite manner. Setting boundaries and standing up for your principles in a respectful way is a sign of confidence. Finally, your body language also reflects your confidence. If you feel comfortable in your own skin, others will perceive it. Don't worry excessively about rigid posture rules. Just relax and occupy your space naturally. Conclusion: charisma is much more than just being pleasant or trying to impress people. It is based on presence, empathy, and confidence. If you develop these three characteristics and balance them, you will notice that people naturally feel drawn to you. Charisma not only improves your social interactions, but can also transform your career and open new opportunities in life. Practice these skills and see the difference they will make in your daily life. If you enjoyed this content and want to learn more about social skills, keep following this series. In the next videos, we will talk about how to build a magnetic presence and strengthen your self-confidence. See you in the next episode.